Hello everyone, this is a video about these Dyson batteries for handheld vacuum cleaners, and there are copies and the genuine Dysons, and this is just a comparison to just show you what had failed in there and how to extract your batteries, because most of the time there are batteries that they have failed, and sometimes there are boards that they have failed, and there is nothing else to fail in this case. Either it's the board or the batteries, and some of the batteries are still good, so you can extract them. So personally, I just show you the Dyson, the comparison of the inside workings of these batteries, the Dyson and the near to the Dyson and the cheapest possible batteries available. So I cannot tell you where to get which one, because these has been purchased a long time ago, and in outside they are the same, but the inside they use cheaper or lower capacity batteries. So here in this case the prices are the cheapest, medium, and the Dyson, which is the highest. For instance, this one's the price differs from 20 to 25 pounds. In the middle the quality is near to the Dyson, but still is not as good as Dyson. And here is 20 up to 30 pounds. It depends to the capacity again. And here is 65 pounds today at the date of this video, is 65 pounds free shipping, and these are free shippings as well. So here you have the capacity of this is here 2100 milliamp hour, 46 watt hour, and 21.6 volts. And here it just says 21.6 volts, 350 watts. And in the medium one it says 9000 miles, again 21.6 volts. And here remember we have 2100 46 watt hour. Here we have 9194 watt hour, and I don't know what that 4 is. I have no idea. And then I must say the quality of this one was good. It lasted for more than 2 years, and this one lasted nearly 3 years, and the cheapest one lasted for just over a year. And here is the specification: 3000 miles, 65 watt hours. And so the highest supposed to be this one, but this one worked the most, and this one worked the least, and this one worked in the middle of these two. So we have batteries here, and let's show you the batteries of the cheapest one. The cheapest battery is unbranded, and it just says what you see here, nothing anywhere else. It weighs well, and I'm going to weigh each of them and show you the quality of the batteries. And here we have LG battery, nothing to indicate about milliamp hour of each, and there are some legitimate writing here just to show you that is LG. And the Dyson battery. Here again we don't have anything about capacity of the battery and nothing written anywhere else, but the quality of the battery is really good, is substantial, the weight is good. Anyway, here I have my scale and I just weigh each of them and I let you know what it says. For instance, the cheap one, let's turn it on, and this is in grams. The cheap one is 44.3 grams, and the medium LG batteries, this is 45.2 grams, and the Dyson is 43.7. I must say these four I have recharged them and they are full, but these are just at 4 volts each. Still they have 0.2 volts to just add to it. So now these two were the same. This one was a little bit, just a gram and a half lesser than these two. And then the construction of the charging board. First I have to say both of these cheap ones, in this case three of the batteries had failed and had no voltage left in there, so that was the point that failed. And here we had two of them that have failed, and amazingly in Dyson none of them had failed, and the failed part was the board. So that is really strange. Anyway, each of these boards could be faulty as well because they had failed in totality of the usage of the battery. So you can just look at these three and see, compare the Dyson and mid-range and the lowest range charging board, and you can pause it and have a look at it, and they are more similar. The mid-range is more similar to the Dyson that used metal connectors for the batteries, and here it just used the high temperature cables or wires. So we just put them back in here and we go to show you the switches. The switches, this is the one that as soon as the battery is pushed into the housing, it just clicks and tells the battery to turn on, and the quality is good. The pressure that needs to pressed is much solid, and then the connector is more solid than the other one. Let me just first quickly compare these three. So this is Dyson, this is the mid-range, and the last one is the cheapest one. So the mid-range and the cheapest one, they are all the same, but the Dyson, the mid connector is more substantial and solid and flat at the top. Anyway, this is it. And then the switches, this is the cheapest one. Yes, it requires a substantial push to activate, and clicks reasonably hard. And then the mid-range, is really soft, but it still is good. And the Dyson, and you can hear the click, is more substantial as well. Anyway, I don't think that they can compete with the quality of the Dyson. Anyhow, and then I told you about the battery, about the boards, about the switches, and now the housing of the batteries. Just put this aside. So this is the cheapest one. As you see, is there has been two stickers at the top to just cover the batteries. Look at this, is so soft. You don't need it to be really hard, but for protection, you know, is reasonable because it's inside the housing and so on. But it's not a bad one, but it's substantially cheaper than Dyson. And then we have a mid-range that copied the Dyson, but the quality still is good, although that is copy, and the principle of insertion of the batteries are the same, and everything else is much the same as the Dyson. But Dyson is silicone, is very solid, you cannot bend it, is like a brick, is very, very solid. So by all means, my advice is, if you're purchasing any batteries for your Dysons, go for the Dysons rather than going for the cheapest, because this one lasted 2.5 years. This one lasted nearly a year and a half, so 4 years here. This one, by one purchase, it lasted nearly more than 3 years, 3 years and a half. Although that these two, the prices, say £30 and £25, £55, and here £65, it's worth every penny, because you know that this one is compatible fully with your Dyson. It works flawlessly until it dies, and in this case the board had died, and that's a pity, because all of these batteries still, after these years, still they are at 4 volts. So imagine this battery was in storage for more than 3 years, and still they hold their chargers, and each of them, they are at 4 volts without any charge. But these ones, they've been 3 volts up to 3.5 volts, and I charged them fully, and now they are good to go, these two. And then how to open this is the most difficult one, obviously, is Dyson, because they have used very rugged plastic casings, and it's really solid. And there are 2 notches here, or latches, and 2 on the side, in the middle exactly, and here as well. You can point to them, and then exactly 2 other at the top, a little bit to the corner, and I just cut them off, you know. I just pry the housing. Let me just put them together like this. I just put a spudger. I started from here, put the spudger here, and separated them. And then here it wasn't possible to separate them, so I cut them, because I didn't want to reuse this. And in this corner as well, because the distance is so short to the corner, it wasn't possible to put some plastic here or plastic there, plastic here, just to disconnect those notches from each other, You can put two here because the length is too long, but on these four is more difficult. I do not advise you to repair these batteries, or only to get the batteries out for recycling and so on and so forth, and use the good batteries. That's really it. And then when you do this, there is a screw here. You have to unscrew it, and there is another screw here that I show you. Is here. There is another screw here, which goes on top of the here, and then goes screws to this. So it was really difficult to get this out, so as the result I had to break. Let me just see. Yes, it was here. I had to break these two reflectors that they are sticking out here, like so. You see, I'm doing this through this camera. It's a little bit difficult, but I just put it back in, and you will see that this part is folded up. So this one was down there, and it wouldn't let this reflector to come out. So I had to fold or break it. So I broke these two, and the battery got out after unscrewing this screw as well. There has been two screws, the same hex screws, and the other one is hidden here. That's really it. And on the medium one, medium price, was the same, but the reflector wasn't sticking out of here and there. There is another reflector here, if you can see. So this was just behind here, so reflected through these two apertures that they've been covered. So this one was easier, and then this one had no cover, and the LED lights was shining through these holes. You see, there are holes. So this one was easiest to get out, get the batteries out. Anyhow, this video is getting too long, so my advice is do not repair these, because as a result you have to just break all of the casing of the battery, and it's dangerous, obviously. And if you want to purchase it, I would recommend to purchase the Dyson. If you have some problem with the Dyson, you know, because of the pricing and so on and so forth, go for the cheapest one, but don't expect them to work more than 2 years. Anyhow, anything else? Let me just think. I have talked about everything, and it's rather, if you want to destroy the casing, it's easy to just get the batteries out. But if you want to repair them, you are going to have a hell of a job. Anyhow, I hope you enjoyed this video, and until my next video, take care of yourself and each other, and as always, have a great time.